guess you don't belong here. That's what my sister said when I found my name missing from the seating chart. The air smelled like champagne and roses, and somewhere inside, laughter erupted. The kind of laughter that stings when it's not meant for you. I stood by the doorway, holding a silver-wrapped gift and pretending not to notice how the ushers glanced past me like I was a mistake someone forgot to erase. My name's Clara, and that day, my sister's wedding day, was the day I learned that sometimes family doesn't break your heart all at once. They do it quietly, in tiny humiliations that feel like nothing, until they pile up and crush you. Mom brushed past me first, adjusting her pearl necklace. "Clara, don't make a scene," she whispered, eyes darting toward the guests. I hadn't said a word. I never did. The wedding planner appeared next, smiling like it hurt. "You're Clara, right? The maid forgot your seat card. But don't worry, we've set a special spot for you right outside the ballroom doors." Her words were sweet, but her eyes said you don't belong here. That special spot was a folding chair near the service hallway. Between the trash bins and the catering carts, I sat down anyway. I didn't want to give them what they wanted. A reaction, a reason to whisper about me later. Instead, I smoothed my dress, fixed the hem, and looked through the glass doors into the glittering ballroom. There she was. My sister Isla, glowing under chandeliers, surrounded by people who adored her. Mom was crying, Dad was smiling. And me. I was invisible. Just like always that I used to think invisibility was my superpower. When we were kids, Isla got attention for everything. Her grades, her hair, her heartbreaks. I got silenced. If I cried, no one noticed. If I succeeded, no one remembered. Mom used to say, "You don't need the spotlight, Clara. You're strong." But strength isn't the same as being unseen. The last time the whole family was together, Isla had announced her engagement over dinner. I'd just been promoted, my first big break at work. But when I tried to share the news, Mom interrupted. "Oh Clara, let's focus on Isla's happiness today." So I smiled, bit my tongue, and drank my wine while Isla basked in their applause that night. I promised myself I'd never compete with her again. I just let her have it all. The love, the attention, the stage. But sitting outside that ballroom, the music vibrating through the glass, I realized something. You can't make peace with people who never cared if you were at war. The door swung open. A gust of perfume and cold air hit me as Isla appeared, bouquet in hand, her veil trailing like a comet's tail. "Well," she said, tilting her head, "they finally found you a seat that fits." Her smile was thin and sharp, the same one she wore every time she reminded me I was second place. I forced a small smile. "Congratulations, Isla. You look happy." "Oh, I am," she said, her tone dripping with honey. "Not everyone gets a perfect day, you know. Some of us have to earn it." "Right," I murmured. "Some of us earn it. Some of us fake it." Her smile faltered. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing," I said softly. "Just an observation." She scoffed, rolling her eyes. "You always have to twist things. Why can't you just be happy for me, Clara?" I wanted to tell her everything I'd learned in the weeks leading up to this. The secret she thought no one knew. But I didn't. Not yet. She leaned closer, whispering like it was a secret. "You know, Mom said not to expect too much. Some people just don't fit into family things." The words landed like glass in my chest. She turned, the train of her gown sweeping past me like a final insult, and walked back toward her guests. Her world, her stage, that was the moment I decided. If she wanted a stage, she could have it. But she wouldn't like the script. 3 weeks earlier, I'd met one of her old co-workers in a cafe downtown. Casual, accidental, or maybe fate has a sense of humor. Over lattes and nostalgia, he mentioned something strange. "How's Isla doing?" Last time I saw her, she was bragging about marrying rich. Froze. "She said that." He nodded. "Yeah," said the guy. "Noah, right? Was a total pushover. Something about crying at the right time to get the ring faster." I thought she was joking. She wasn't. He showed me screenshots, texts she'd sent bragging about how easy it was to manipulate him, and how once the prenup was signed, she'd get the house, the money, and maybe Mom and Dad off her back too. That night I didn't sleep. I wasn't sure if it was fury or heartbreak that kept me awake. But I printed those messages anyway, folded them neatly, and placed them in a small silver box, right beside a crystal photo frame engraved, "To Isla and Noah. May honesty keep you together." I wrapped it in ribbon and waited. The ballroom glowed like a dream as I slipped the box onto the gift table. I didn't say goodbye, didn't wave, just left it there. Truth waiting to be unwrapped outside. The Vermont night was cold and still. The lake shimmered like a sheet of silver under the moonlight. As I walked to my car, I heard the faint hum of applause. The first dance, probably. I smiled, not bitterly but peacefully. And then, the sound cut through the night. Scream. Dark. Familiar. Isla's voice. Inside the ballroom, the moment played like a movie in slow motion. Someone at the gift table had said, "Let's open this one. It's beautiful." Isla, laughing, pulled the ribbon loose. Paper fell away. And then silence. The first page, screenshots, text messages, her own words staring back at her. "He's so easy to control. I just cry and he buys me anything." Guests froze mid-laugh. The violin stopped. Noah reached for the papers, his face darkening as he read line after line. "What is this?" he whispered. Isla stammered. "It's fake. Someone's trying to ruin me." But the color drained from her face as she saw her own name, her own words, her own timestamp. Noah didn't shout. He just looked at her. The way you look at something you can't unsee. His mother stepped forward. "These were sent to me too," she said quietly. "This morning. From one of your stylists." The crowd buzzed. Phones out. Cameras clicking. Every lie unraveling under chandelier light. Isla turned wild-eyed, searching for someone to blame. "She did this," she screamed. "Clara. She's jealous. She hates me." But Noah shook his head. "No, Isla. You did this to yourself." The music stopped completely. Her wedding, her perfect polished world, was cracking open. Mom stood pale, speechless. Dad stared at the floor. And Isla, still clutching the crumpled papers, broke down in front of everyone. When Noah placed an annulment document on the table and walked away, the silence that followed was louder than any scream outside. I sat in my car, the headlights dim. I didn't cheer. I didn't cry. I just listened. The faint echo of chaos carried by the wind. For once, it wasn't my noise to carry. They'd all see me now, yes, but not because I shouted. Because truth, when it finally breathes, doesn't whisper. It echoes. I started the engine and drove away. By the time I reached home, the city was waking. My phone was full of missed calls. Mom, Dad, unknown numbers. I didn't answer. Instead, I poured coffee, stood by the window, and watched the sunrise spill gold across the skyline. That morning, I didn't feel invisible. I felt clean. They could keep their apologies, their explanations, their versions of love. I had peace now. The kind that doesn't need anyone's permission. To my sister's wedding, I sat by the trash cans. This morning, I'm sitting by the window, watching light fill my own home. Same silence, different meaning. If you've ever been made to feel small by the people who should have lifted you, remember this. You don't have to stay where you're unseen. Sometimes walking away isn't weakness, it's the start of freedom. If you've ever felt invisible, tell me in the comments, what did you do when you finally walked away? There are more stories like this, real, raw, and unforgettable. Only on Aunt's Story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay for the next life story. Told with love, pain, and quiet strength.